Sunday night and Monday morning were not great days for Zihuatanejo and probably much of the Pacific coast of Guerrero up through Lázaro Cárdenas. I really had no idea that a storm was coming until this past Friday. In the 4 years that we've been here, we've had maybe like 4 or 5 tropical storms, but never anything terribly serious. It's usually just a lot of heavy rainfall. Saturday evening, it started raining and continued throughout Sunday, but it was just kind of a steady between a drizzle and a light to medium rainfall. But I started getting nervous based on how other people were preparing for the hurricane. On Sunday afternoon, I started piecing together tarps and whatever I could find around here to cover up the windows upstairs. Obviously, those weren't going to do anything, so it was a waste of time. And when we woke up Monday morning, the entire upstairs was flooded. But everything was fine. Sunday afternoon and evening, just a little rain up until 8 or 8:30 when it got dark. And it had started to pick up as the night went on, but it still wasn't too concerning when I went to bed at like 12:30 or 1 a.m. I had seen at some point the evening that the hurricane had been bumped up to a Category 2. But again, just our ignorance didn't give us any indication that we should be super concerned about this. Within an hour of going to bed, we woke up and we're in the middle of the storm. Everything really was a blur Sunday night. With the rain and the wind, we both were out of bed and just trying to minimize damage, closing windows. And I went outside a couple times, and it was super intense, just trying to cover up windows, keep cement bags dry, and try to protect anything that we had outside that I thought could get damaged. About 2:30 a.m., Allie looked out the window, and I really thought she had made a mistake. She said our big tree was down. She was like, it's gone. This tree's massive. It's crazy. We didn't even hear that it went down, but the neighbor next door, he said it went down about 2 a.m. And they saw it swaying between our properties, and they were very concerned that it may go their direction into their house. It was just so dark outside that we had no idea how much damage it had done. We didn't know what was going on. The power's going on, off and on, all night long. And it's kind of funny because about every 15 minutes, the power's on. 15 minutes later, it's off. 15 minutes later, it's back on again. And every time it comes on, the pool lights go on. So you can kind of see a little bit out these windows here. And the one thing I'm like, I think that the pool is okay, but I mean, there's a tree all around it. And you don't know if it's, if it's just on our property. We're maybe 65 feet away from the property down below, which is a restaurant. And then on each side of us, there are houses. So, but around this time, we're also getting messages. I mean, I don't think anybody in the whole town is sleeping at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're getting messages from our friends that are here, and everybody's just kind of communicating on what's going on. But really, when the tree went down, was when personally I felt the most helpless to our situation. Because there's nothing that you can do except just sit there. I got on my phone and I'm just watching the hurricane's path and counting the minutes until it's moved north of us. It's every 10 minutes, this thing's updating 3:10 a.m. All right, it's dead even with us just off the coast. 3:20, it's like moving north, a little bit, So finally around 4 a.m., it seemed as though that the worst had gone by, and we went to sleep. We woke up a little after 7 a.m. with the sun to check out the damage. First thing was, I mean, there's just through the roof here, it's leaking everywhere. The entire upstairs was flooded. So we had to get that water out as quickly as possible. So we dealt with that, and we checked the pool, and it seemed like it was, for the most part, fine. We lost some of the roof panels, and power lines were down out in front, and were just kind of across the vehicle, the car and the ATV. But really our initial feeling was that we dodged a bullet. So we really just spent the next 3 hours or so cleaning up, trying to get things into a place that we could feel semi-comfortable with. And we were exhausted, so like 10:30 in the morning, we went back to bed for a couple hours. Later, we walked through town just to kind of check things out. It stopped raining at about 2 p.m. and the sun came out a little bit after that. There were lots of trees down everywhere, lots of debris everywhere, few damaged cars, metal roofs really struggled to stay on buildings, but everyone in town was out cleaning up. I know that there were a lot of people that lost a lot more than the tree and the fence that we lost. Zihuatanejo set up a shelter for people at the municipal gym. And somehow, with all the power lines down here on our street, we still didn't lose power in the house that long. There's not really anything to do now but to start cleaning up. So we climbed through the tree and feel really thankful that it only appeared that it damaged our fencing. We collected the roofing, cleaned the pool, started cutting down the smaller branches on this tree. I have no idea when we'll be able to get this tree out of here, and I'm sure it's not a priority for whoever ends up having to move it out of here. So it was a bit scary last night. I'm anxious more than ever to get this project done, and I'm really hopeful that that's the last of the storms for a while. All right, hopefully we'll see you down here soon.